I've got skills, they don't know where to use me. I'm like the best dressed dude at the nude beach. Nice to meet you. I am more the quiet type, I tend to be a shyer guy. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, June 25th, and my mic is about to fall over. Got it. Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's June 25th, almost the last stream before I go on a hiatus where I live stream live to just people in rooms. We're going on tour here pretty soon. I'm leaving personally in about a week. First show is in less than 2 weeks in Michigan. So, Jams has criticism that I am not gonna listen to. 2.5 month show. Yeah, my dad's here. Jams is here. Who else is here? Mars is here. Ghosty's here. Coin is here. Morphic Nature is here. Heckin' frickin'. Poppy Caden, Heavy Handed Panda, Shanice has a haunted item, and Clowner Fool is here making some Sundays. Time of Sum is here. Cool, all the cool people are here. Yeah, doing my normal Sunday noonish stream. So I'm Bug from Bug Hunter. I think I recognize most of the people in the chat today. But in case there's anybody who just popped in, I'm doing some songs. I write songs and I sing them and I play them. So I'm going to play some songs, answer some questions, talk about what's going on in my world, which is a lot recently because we got a lot going on. So it's Tyra's birthday tomorrow. Happy almost birthday. Cool. Why don't we start with a song? Because that's a good way to start. What are y'all feeling today? I'm so excited because, you know, in my world, Bug Hunter has 10 more songs that y'all don't know about. Or more than 10, but 10 that are imminently releasing. And I just want to just play them because those are the ones I've been listening to for the last little bit. But I'm gonna wait and see y'all can hear them the way that Bug intended. Poppy wants the most difficult cover possible. I see headlights, I see Magic 8, we got some swallowing gum. I guess I could do that. I don't know if I remember it, but it's been a minute since I played it. But I can try. If Mike is quiet, I can move it closer. Yeah. Got the chords right, and lucky for me, these chords barely change during the song. And now I just have to remember how it starts. Got it. I'm feeling colorless, my stubbornness has always blocked my course, when all I needed was a little shove to help me out the door. All the greens and blues and happy hues are right behind the blinds that I've closed. But that's a weedy sunlight for to creep below the cracks and to remind me there's a window, and that window has a latch. But I'm holding up a stone, it might be faster just to close my eyes and throw. And I'm swallowing gum lodged in my throat. Spit out my words or damn it, I'll choke. I'm swallowing gum. I feel like writing is like fighting, but your rival is yourself. place. The uppercuts and paper cuts is both hurt like hell. You both have someone in your corner who will tell you got this in the bag. But to land the hooks and dodge the blocks, you have to mix it up. Keep them on their toes where no one knows what you were thinking of. When the audience is sure you're gonna zig, that's when you gotta punch them in the head. And I'm swallowing gum, lodged in my throat, and spit out my words, or damn it, I'll choke. I'm swallowing gum. And I'm not exactly Mozart, but it matters where you look. I may not know where all the notes are, but his lyrics weren't as good, so I'll compose myself and hope it helps him write for nothing other than for fun. And I'm swallowing gum, lodged in my throat, spit out my words, or damn it, I'll choke. I'm swallowing gum. And I'm swallowing gum, lodged in my trachea. Who'd have thought it'd take that much to wake me up? The way it's stuck and shaking up my heart. And I'm swallowing gum, lodged in my throat, spit out my words, or damn it, I'll choke. I'm swallowing gum. Thank you, Jams. I appreciate that. I'm swallowing gum. Thanks, everybody. That's Swallowing Gum, and Jams finally was the first person to recognize my very funny composed joke. It's not even really a joke. It's just a line that has two meanings. Cool. That was a song. It's a song called Swallowing Gum. If you didn't recognize it, it's because it's not technically a Bug Hunter song that's been released. It's an old Bug song from pre-Torn Between a Couple Days that I've rewritten and sometimes play on streams. The other one being Headlights has been released, but The Chase is another one that I recycled from old era and have rewritten to be I just stabbed myself. That was a good one. I just stabbed myself with my guitar string. The little bobby bit that sticks out at the end here. I went to go tune the thing, and it went right into my finger. I'm fine. It doesn't hurt that bad, but I don't want to get blood on my guitar. So I'm gonna put the stream back on map mode, and I'm gonna go get a Baby Yoda, which I'll explain what that means in a second. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, sorry, I stabbed myself. I had to get a Baby Yoda, which is as a band-aid with, come on, focus. It's got Baby Yoda on it. You can't focus. It's fine. Me and Ladybug call them we get injured or little cuts, who say I need a Baby Yoda. Yeah, it really hurt. Anyways, I'm gonna continue tuning my guitar and try not to chop my fingers off. So why don't we do this? It's great injuring my hands right before I go on tour. Anyways, yeah, it's a Baby Yoda. Maybe you can see it if I hold it back here. It's a little Baby Yoda. Yeah, come watch Bug get stabbed live on his stream. That'll get people to tune in. Yeah, I went straight into my finger. Okay. So let's do a cozy Q&A. I feel like that was a good time. You can ask me about times I've stabbed myself on live streams. Cool. So what I normally like to do is between songs do kind of a little cozy Q&A thing where I talk about what's going on in my whole world. I'm going to show you again this non-updated version of our tour dates where Liverpool is still the wrong date. And not everything is correct, but Dallas, St. Louis, Pittsburgh are sold out. New York has, I think, 29 tickets left. So those are the last American tickets are in New York. So if you are in America and you want to see Bug Hunter and the Narcissist Cookbook this year, you gotta go to Brooklyn. There's 29 tickets left there. Those are the only ones left. So other than that, if you're on the wait list and you got on the wait list in like March, you might still have a chance to come to one of these shows. And then our UK tour, with Liverpool being October 27th, not the 26th, is all those tickets are up for sale now, and I'm very excited. Going to Berlin for the first time, Dublin for the first time. It's gonna be awesome. So Kayla's coming to one of the shows. Excited for that. Knacker is coming to Southampton. That's gonna be fun. I've never been there, and it's gonna be I think the venue cap is like 100 people, so it's gonna be a small show, even if we sell it out. So. Jans wants to know, how often do I need a Baby Yoda? I've gotten 2 Baby Yodas in the last 5 days. No, 3 days. No, 2 days. 2 days ago I came home from the grocery store and I just had a cut on my hand. I don't know what from. And I needed a Baby Yoda for that. Yeah, so, but I just used, this is the last Baby Yoda in the pack. We've had it for like, I don't know, since we moved here, so like 2 years. And there's 20, so 20 every 2 years, 10 every year. Yeah, so I told Ladybug downstairs, I'm like, I'll order some more Baby Yodas. Thomason wants to know, have you ever had something go majorly wrong during a stream or live performance, power cut out, etc.? I was being plagued by some live stream issues with my old audio interface where the sound would cut out. That was an issue for a little bit. Then I got a new interface and that was fine. One time I was doing a live stream and I was tuning my guitar and I stabbed a string into my finger like 1.5 inches, and I had to go downstairs and get a Baby Yoda before coming back up and finishing, and then afterwards I did pretty much the best stream I've ever done, and everybody loved it. But yeah, that was one time. Live and in person, has anything ever gone disastrously wrong? No, I mean, nothing's coming to mind. I'm sure my dad has something that I'm not remembering. Be like, obviously it was this time that this happened, but oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, my battery dying in Nashville last year. Yeah, I left my guitar plugged in between soundcheck and the actual performance, and when you leave it plugged in, it just drains the battery. And so I got on stage, started playing disco, and I was like, my guitar's not on. And I like even asked the audience, like, can you all hear my guitar? And they were like, yeah, but it was a small room, and I think they just like heard it, but not like how it should have been. And we had actually used our spare battery 2 nights before that because his batteries just die, and so I didn't have another battery. So my dad ran to like a 7-Eleven down the street, and we just restarted the show 15 minutes later. So now I have 6 batteries in my guitar case at all times. Won't happen again. My dad brings up the toilet in Phoenix, which I have to tell the story now because my dad just says toilet in Phoenix, and that leaves too much up to the imagination for me not to explain. Yeah, apparently, and I wasn't aware of this, but while Bug Hunter was performing in Phoenix, one of the pipes got backed up at our Phoenix venue, and they were like flooding the hallway, and my dad was like my dad and the venue owner, I guess, were like outside like stopping the toilet. I guess the guy who worked there thought the solution to the toilet overflowing was to lock the door so no one could get in there while the toilet continued to just overflow. And I don't know. I was playing Toddler with a Slingshot at the time, and I wasn't aware of it until after the show ended. But yeah, apparently that was the whole thing. Anyways, what was I talking about? That's our tour dates. I'm gonna take these off now because if you haven't bought a ticket yet, then what are you doing? All the ones in the UK are also gonna sell out by the time they happen. So don't wait. Okay. Other things going on in the Bug Hunter world is I am getting very near to being done with the album. I have everything in its final mix, first master, which doesn't mean a lot. It just means that the songs sound good, and I am soliciting feedback from kind of my core group. The band, my parents, that kind of thing, and then we're gonna adjust and make it all sound, as good as we can. So I'm hoping to be done with the album in like the next 2 weeks. I want to get it all to where it's like sounding really good, so we can take it on the road and listen to it in the car as a band, and kind of get Kyle and Jesse's and my dad and Matt's feedback kind of there on the road, and then it's just the process. So we got to get the art lined up, and then get all our ducks in a row. Roll out the singles, roll out the announcement of the title, the artwork, the lyric video, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very excited. We're the finish line feels like visible. So I'm shooting for, I think I've gone on record to say either late August or September. So time is how much storage do you have in the car for gifts? Well, so if you're making a large canvas for TNC, which is the Darcy's Cookbook, the main problem is that Matt has to fly back to Scotland, so it's not really a car thing. It's more of a luggage thing. So I would maybe run that by Matt before you do anything super drastic. And just keep in mind that we do have to unload the entire van every night, and then load it in every morning, and so giving us large things creates a lot of work for us. So we love trinkets. We normally have a miscellaneous kind of box that trinkets fit very well in. But yeah, if you're thinking of anything large that would encumber a suitcase, I would talk to Matt, because that's going to be on Matt to kind of figure out what can go back with them. Time of Some wants to know, would you play unreleased songs from the new album at the VIP? We have. I think we did that in Seattle at the VIP, but we didn't at... We've only done 2 VIP shows so far. We trial run kind of how that went on the West Coast. We did one in Seattle, one in Berkeley. In Seattle, we played a new song at VIP, but we didn't play a new song during the show. Whereas in Berkeley, we didn't play a new song at VIP, but we played a new song during the show. It's totally reasonable that we could, but honestly, VIP, I think we skew more towards kind of deep cut songs that someone who is paying for a VIP ticket would probably be more familiar with, where, like, just for example, we basically won't ever put like $sign sax on our like main set list, because we have 34 songs, and we want everybody to have a good time, and for the 3 people who know $sign sax, it may not be kind of what people showed up to hear. So VIP is a good time to play some of those kind of deeper cut songs that, for people who know the full discography and they're really into Bug Hunter.
Poppy says the Seattle VIP track was good. Yeah, thanks. Ghosty says the $sign sax is an amazing song to have on a set list. I don't disagree with you. $sign sax is a very good song, but people don't listen to it. So, that's life. I have a little bit more leeway on the East Coast shows, because that'll be solo shows, and so I don't have to teach my bandmates the songs. It's like, Kyle and Jesse weren't in the band when I did Torn Between a Couple, right? So, as far as learning Torn Between a Couple songs, we play Key to Being Lonely, we play Making Up Words a lot, but outside of that, most Torn Between a Couple songs are pretty rare plays, and it's like I don't even know if Jesse's ever even heard Echoes. Let alone played it.
Anyways, so but when I'm playing by myself, I can kind of bust out songs that I don't have to worry, like, does Kyle and Jesse know the timings of these parts? I can just on the fly play a song. So Time of Some asks, have you ever completely blanked on parts of your song and winged it? Yeah, first part, yes. Second part, there's not much to wing. The best you could do to wing it is, sing that you forgot the lyrics. Done that before. Normally, I just kind of BS my way through it. There's been times where I remember distinctly once playing Making Up Words and realizing that I was trying to start the second verse and I had started the third verse, and I was like, well, I'm here now. Goodbye, second verse. I guess you're just gone forever, because in the third verse is the longer one, and then it goes into the key change. So, I was just hopefully like, hey, maybe this was like 2019, so we didn't have as many fans back then, but there's still some fans of the show, and I was just hoping like maybe people won't recognize that this I skipped a verse of Making Up Words. But yeah, there are parts of songs that when I mess them up once, every time I play them afterwards, I always think about how I messed them up that one time. Like I remember once messing up the Key to Being Lonely at a small show that I did in Seattle in like
It might have even been a show. It might have been an open mic. I think I was just at an open mic in Seattle, but it was like 2018, 2019, something like that. And I messed up Key to Being Lonely, the bridge part. I know the truth and not one for boasting. I'm just too cute for them to approach me. I just was like blanked on the words. And now every time I sing that part, I always like imagine, I'm like, okay, don't mess it up like that time you did 4 years ago. It was like, you know, and I haven't. I've played it, you know, 60 times since then. I haven't messed it up, but Baby Teeth doesn't haunt me because I don't realize that I'm messing it up when I'm messing it up. So I just sing a verse that sounds right to me at the time. Yeah, it's the haunting part is the people realizing it and having to kind of like, but anyways. Ghosty wants to know if $ Sax Part 2 will be on Animal Barrel. And I don't recognize the sovereignty of the name Animal Barrel. If you're referring to album 4. Some people might think so. I don't. But depends on, you know, we've already announced that one of the songs on album 4 is called Robbing a Bank. And if you want to think of that as $ Sax Part 2, you're welcome to. But technically, it's not. Alright, let's play a song. My finger isn't throbbing anymore, so... I've been playing the disco chorus, but I don't know if I want to play disco. Didn't I play $ Sax like 2 streams ago? I'm pretty sure I did. $ Sax or Baby Teeth. It feels like we're at a VIP event. Slow burn, yeah. I think I'm slow burned out for a little bit after my double slow burn. Pebbles, interesting. Sweet Nothing, also interesting. Making Up. Ooh, we got 2 votes for Pebbles. If I see Pebbles again, I'll play it. But from a different person. Gulf Coast. Ooh. Oh, now we got 2 Gulf Coasts. Ooh, we got 3 Gulf Coasts. I guess, well, that's 4 Gulf Coasts. All right. This song is a true story about the time that I turned myself into an entire region of the United States. And here's what happened. Well, I've noticed the clash between our coasts. It's mostly braggadocious, puffed up plains and sugar-coated. It's East Coast, Ivy League coast, West Coast, best coast, but between those they don't see another option. One more coast that feels forgotten. That might be how it goes. The long shot laying low, but those who know me know I am the Gulf Coast. I am the Gulf Coast. Cut me some slack. I don't have fancy marketing or radio ads. I am the Gulf Coast. I'm sure and it shows. No, I don't boast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Real talk, I bought into the drama, the non-stop assault by all the West Coast tech bros and East Coast egos. Don't you have something else to say? The old catchphrase feels so cliche. The merch can make you an ad display if you aren't New York or you love LA. It's overkill like praying for a preacher. It's overkill like a sheep in a t-shirt. It's overkill, no need for a C. It's like an A+, still sleeping with a teacher. I am the Gulf Coast. Cut me some slack. I don't have fancy
coast of America. Thanks, everybody. That's a song about that time. Thanks, y'all. Why don't we do a little more just hanging out, and then I'll do another song, and then I'm going to get back to working on the album because I am in the home stretch here. So, I will answer all your questions about the new album without spoiling anything. So if you have any album 4 questions, I will answer them all, but I will not spoil anything. Ghosty wants to know if I had to live on one coast, which coast would it be? That's a good question. So I've spent a good amount of time living on the West Coast. Most of my 20s basically was West Coast, about from 19 to 29. When did I move here? Something like that. What am I, 31 now? 29, carry the 4. Yeah, I spent about 10 years on the West Coast in kind of like my formative, like college and young adult 20s kind of era. Really liked it. Lived in California for 4 years. Lived in Seattle for 7. Now I live on the East Coast. I live in Richmond, Virginia. I really like it over here. I love that everything is really close. Like relatively, like when you live in Seattle and you want to go to another city, you can go to Portland, and then you have like just miles and miles and hours of like road between you and any other large city. Whereas here, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go up to DC for like a day trip, or I can like drive to New York, I can drive to Boston, I can drive to Nashville, I can, so that's nice. I like that about the East Coast. There's just a lot of population centers very close by. But yeah, I don't know. I think at some point I'll probably end up back on the West Coast. I think that's the plan, but I don't really know. My wife is graduating in about 5 months. She's been in her program for 3 years, and she graduates in December. And we still haven't decided what we're doing. We don't know if we're staying here or if we're leaving, moving back to Seattle, moving somewhere else. So yeah, I'll let you know in like August. I think we decided we're going to decide in August. Time of Sun wants a single word from the album. Okay, yeah. Let me pull up the album and see if I can find a good word. What did I give you last time? I'm trying to remember what I gave you. That's too much of a spoiler. I'm trying to find a word that I only say once, so it's like identifiable where it came from. Ooh, no, that's also giving too much away. There's a lot of ways to spoil this album. No, there's too many spoilers. I gotta find a different song. Every word I see is just like, oh, that really gives it away. Okay. I don't know if that's one word or 2 words. Oh, yeah, well, actually, I don't know if this word is 1 word or 2 words. I'm gonna say oversleep. Oversleep is a word on the album. The last. Do you have a favorite song of the new ones? Yeah, I think there's always like a small hierarchy that exists between what I like to play and what I like to listen to, and there's some that I naturally gravitate more towards. Coin wants to know, how's the trial with the current fridge type going? It's good. I think our fridge broke about a month ago, and we got a new one, and I think we like it. I'm not gonna advertise unless they pay me. So if you want to know, what brand of fridge that I like is, they're gonna have to cough up some dough. What do you do with fan arts and gifts? Do they get hung up or in piles? That's a good question. It depends on what it is. I think I try to treat all the fan art that I get with respect. I don't throw any of it away. But I get different things that, go from folded up, letters to artwork, to, just obviously like clock, and, some things are a little more extravagant and, kind of on brand, where it's like, hey, this clock is very cool, and I can go in the back of my streams. And the same person who made the clock also 3D printed this bug, which is my logo. So it's one of those things that, like, it's very easy to kind of like display. But yeah, I've gotten Lego minifigures of me before, which is fun. But yeah, I have a little. This one is one that I like too. This is, someone asked what my favorite Pokemon were, and then painted them for me. It was really sweet. But yeah, so it just kind of depends on what it is. But yeah, I keep everything. So yeah, Nitpick was the last one I gave you. Yeah, so Nitpick and Oversleep are going to be words on the new album. So Papa Bug wants to know, speaking of words, how's the Lyric Unscramble going? So for anyone who doesn't know, we're doing a Lyric Unscramble as part of our Kickstarter. About 100 people pledged to get a piece of a new song. So there's a new song, the lyrics of which are circulating right now across the entire world. I've sent them to Italy and all over America, Canada, the Netherlands, Scotland. And then I facilitated a place in our Discord. It's like a private room for people to bring the lyric snippets all together, and people are working on unscrambling them and trying to figure out the lyrics to the song ahead of release. Yeah, it's very fun, and it's fun because we only have about, I think, like 45% of like the pieces have been reported in. So there's some parts that can't connect yet, but people are trying, and it's very fun. So Jams wants to know if the new album is a morning, daytime, or nighttime album, and I have to think about that. Here's you can help me with this, Jams. Can you classify Torn Between a Couple, The Rough Draft, and Bigger Than Myself as morning, daytime, or nighttime albums, so I kind of can calibrate what you think that means? Time someone wants to know, are the people guessing what the song is, or is it given written on the back of the cards? No, I am helping Zero basically with what people are saying. So if they think they know what the song is, they're free to speculate in that channel. But I am not giving that information up. So Ghosty wants to know, are there any canon facts about the Catterbug? Yeah, so the canonical Catterbug is the one on the Torn Between a Couple cover. His name is Bud, and his scientific classification, he is a boogipede. But yeah, that's the scientific term for him, and then Catterbug is kind of the more colloquial term that people use, and his specific name is Bud. And his name is Bud because that is the name that people think I'm saying when I would say, yeah, hi, I'm Bug, and they'd be like, Bud, and I'd be like, no, Bug. Now I can be like, I'm Bug. Bud? No, that's him. I'm Bug. That's Bud. So there's some canon facts about the Catterbug. Another thing is that Catterbugs always go from left to right. They are always facing towards the right. So who's the funniest in the tour group? Yeah, I was talking to my dad about this. I like it. It's the funniest people I know in the world. Anyone who's ever seen or heard Matt banter on stage, Matt is pretty much just like that all the time. And then Kyle, yeah. My dad just says Kyle. of like trying to be like, oh no, everybody. Dad, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle does have a like a supernatural ability to make my dad laugh. So. Is it lying in a hammock or sat in a chair on the porch album? Let's see. What I'll say is it's more. This album is more upbeat than Bigger Than Myself, I'd say. It's a very fun album. It's very, very fun. Like that's more than anything. It's got a lot of variety. I've been listening to it on repeat, and it's just like it's striking how different all of the songs are. It's probably got the most variety of any Bug Hunter album that I've released so far, and that's coming from someone who has it's Toddler with a Slingshot, 2 songs away from Take It Back. There's a lot of just different sounds and ideas. So Jams is saying T-Back is morning, BTM is day mostly, and the rough draft is slightly night. Somebody asked me before, is this album more Todd with a Slingshot, more Cozy Astronaut, or more Theory Deer, which are kind of the 3 arbitrary lines that we've kind of divided Bug Hunter songs into. And I'd say this album is much more Toddler with a Slingshot than it is. It's the bulk of it is Toddler with a Slingshot, and then the next biggest kind of subgroup would probably be Theory Deer, and then Cozy Astronaut would be probably the least amount of this album, but it's still there. It's definitely still there, but yeah, it's definitely a more of a toddler feel, just because there's a lot of silliness on this album. Two Bed, Two Bath, and a Ghost is the first song that has been showed off from it, so obviously that song is very silly, but also has kind of the heartfelt kind of bits around it, and I think the rest of the album kind of follows that as well. So Time wants to know if I've been ever recognized outside of a show. The only time that I've ever been recognized, so there's been twice. Once I was recognized, and this only sort of counts, I think, but I'm still calling it a win. But me and my dad went to Gen Con last year, and we were walking around the game floor, and everyone was wearing masks, but I was wearing a Bug Hunter t-shirt because I was there to play a private show later that night, and someone stopped me and was like, "Hey, cool shirt." They recognized Bug Hunter, like they knew what Bug Hunter was, and I was like, "Hey, thanks." And then I was like, "How'd you hear about Bug Hunter?" And they were like, they paused and they were like, "Wait, are you?" And I was like, "What? Am I?" And so sort of my logo was recognized more than I was, but I didn't say I'm Bug Hunter. They after looking at me, they were like, "Oh, you're Bug Hunter." And then one time I was recognized by a cashier at a board game shop in Seattle. But they knew me from an open mic that I used to go to, more so than like just me being a musician. Like they were also a musician that would go play around open mics, and they recognized me from like, I guess, those older days. So that was kind of neat. They're like, "Are you Bug Hunter?" And I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, so what I'll say, Jams, is that I feel like this album runs the kind of spectrum between morning, day, and night. When I kind of think about the progression of the album. Yeah. Cool. Let's do one more song, and then I am going to continue working on the album. I've got 6 days to kind of do the bulk of the work, and before the bandmates all kind of get together again, so we can hammer out the last little details. So I'm really going after it right now. So I've played something from what did I play? Swallowing Gum. So that's not on an album. And then I played Gulf Coast. That's a rough draft. So let's play either something from Torn Between a Couple or something from Bigger Than Myself to mix it up. Yes or no is not a bad option. Sound like the intro to this is a Narcissus cookbook. So hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's My Ass is a Dump Truck. Accidental Narcissus cookbook again. Yeah, okay. We got several yes or no's. So yeah, 3 yes or no's will do it for me. Y'all don't need to tell me twice. You gotta tell me 3 times. Yeah, this is a song about the time that I invented choices. I can't make your party, I'm sorry. The truth is coming down with a cold or coming up with excuses. What if I'm early? What if no one else shows? What if everyone that does wishes I would just go? I overthink things. I'm so aware of where my hands are whenever I make a fashion mistake and wear a bloggerless sweater. Hanging down is absurd, folded up, much too stern. So in the hands of another is probably what I prefer. thanks. That's that was a song. So there's a pick in my guitar. Cool. So that was my live stream. I think I probably have one more in me before I take off for about a month to tour all across the United States. I was just watching videos yesterday of the Seattle show that I have, and my heart was like, oh, I just want to go back out there and go again. It was so long ago, and I've gotten a lot of good work done in the last 2 months, and I'm glad that I took some time off to work on the album because we'll have more good stuff to show for it. But I'm very excited to be back with the crew and meeting everybody and getting to play for people because it's really fun. So I think we still probably, last I checked, probably still have the postcard of the day if anybody's interested in supporting. Let's see what we got. I know that we had a toddler one. It might be, what's today? Today's the 25th. I think today is safe word, pretty sure. So, but it comes with, it's going to come with, I believe, at least the Sweet Nothing one from yesterday. I don't think it sold yesterday. So you can check the listing before you buy it too. It'll tell you which songs it comes with. So, yeah, cool. I think that's it. I'm going to go back to working on the album, and I'm going to have lunch. So, thanks everybody for hanging out on a Sunday morning. And I will be back Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time for anybody who that is too late for because you're in Europe. This might be the last time I see you until August, but we're going to be having more news between now and then. So definitely join our Discord. It's a cool place. It's a cool place with cool people. And yeah, for a lot of you, I'll see you in person here pretty soon. Everybody, have a great rest of your day and try not to stab yourself. And if you do, make sure you get a Baby Yoda. All right. Bye, everybody.